Hey, what's happening, Team Epic? It's Crystal. I just wanted to connect with you guys and share something that was on my heart, on my mind. I don't know if you watched the video that I shared from Tony Robbins yesterday, but he said something in that video that has been sticking with me and sticking with me since I listened to it, and I keep telling it to people, and I was like, I gotta remind my amazing team about this little fact. And he talked about uh, what people tell themselves and believe to be truth. And I'm so guilty of this. I am guilty as charged of this. So, like, have you ever heard somebody say, I'm just not a salesperson. That's just not me. Or I'm just heavy. I'm just built big. I'm not meant to be thin. Um, or I don't know. I can't even think of another example right now. But these truths that people just put out to be fact. Blue's not my color. Blue doesn't look good on me. I'm noticing, hey, blue actually does kind of look good on me, huh? I used to tell myself these things. I used to say, for example, when I was heavy, I used to say, I'm just big boned. Have you ever said that before? I'm big boned. That was my thing for years. When I lost weight, and people, like, I had this best friend I've been friends with for so long. He hugged me one day and, like, wrapped me in both of his, like, one arm around both of my shoulders. He was like, Crystal, if you ever say you're big boned again, I'm going to knock you out. Like, you're actually really tiny and your frame is actually really small. But this was this fact. In my mind, I was like, I am big boned. Like, that's something I told myself. I used to tell myself, oh, I could never be a salesperson because I had this idea of what salespeople were. I actually happen to be really good at sales. And we talk about in this business it being a sharing versus selling business, but I've been in other sales positions and I'm actually pretty good at sales. But I used to say, I'm just not a salesperson. I'm just not made to be a salesperson. Um, One fact I used to tell myself was I was created to be average. Yep, I used to say that to myself. I'm not really good at anything. I am created to be average. And I believed that for a really long time. I believed that. And so Tony Robbins shared this and he says, I asked this question, how long ago did you decide that truth? How long have you been telling yourself that truth? Because we become what we say. If we say, I'm not a salesperson, guess what? You're never going to be a good salesperson. If we say, I'm created to be average, guess what? You're always going to be average. But if you can change your mindset, if you can decide that you can change your truth, your entire life will change. He talked about elephants at the circus. Have you ever been to a circus and seen an elephant tied, a grown elephant tied with a rope to a pole, and that elephant stands there? You know damn well that elephant could knock down the pole and knock down the whole tent and take down everything around him if it really wanted to, right? But why doesn't the elephant do that? Because when that elephant was a baby, somebody tied him to a pole. And he pulled 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 and he didn't get anywhere. And eventually he stopped pulling because his truth became, I cannot escape from this pole. So as a grown elephant at the circus, when he's tied to a pole, guess what? He doesn't even try. Because his truth is when I'm tied to this pole, I can't move. If that elephant had awesome brains like we have and awesome people like Tony Robbins in his life, that elephant would realize that he can change his truth. That elephant would realize that he is bigger and stronger than that pole and that rope. That elephant could change his life if he wanted to, and probably the lives of those around him. But he doesn't, because he's been so trained to believe this truth that that pole is stronger than him. So I want to encourage you to not be the grown elephant. Ask yourself, what truths have you been telling yourself that might not really be fact? What truths can you change? What can you decide today to change in your life? Decide to be a good salesperson. You can be a good salesperson without being an icky salesperson. Did you know that? Decide to be a good coach. Decide to be somebody that can be healthy, fit, and strong, and thin. whatever your goals are, decide to be that. Decide to be awesome. Decide to be more than average. You weren't created to be average. We all have this amazing purpose here. We all have to find it and dig into it and dig our heels in and run with it. Run with it. I just really want you to encourage you to let go of the truths, the lies, what they really are, the lies that you've been telling yourself that have been holding you back, and tell yourself new truths today. If this spoke to you, post something below. Let us know what your lies are and what your new truths are. Let us know your new truths. Put it out there. Put it into existence. Tell the world. Tell the universe. My truth is I'm freaking awesome. I'm a great coach. I'm a great leader. And I'm here to make a freaking difference in this world. Is that you?